And besides, I'm Kalazoon. But
Of course.
yes, you were about to ask something. He said, points towards you, Thiveron.
Thiveron has taken a seat, and he is the opposite of his enthusiasm, just kind of yawning.
Ah, don't you not want to know about the darkest of arts? Perhaps necromancy. Talk to your friends. Say hello to your family members. Have them fight for you if they want to. Remember, necromancy is consent.
Necromancy is consent. Not that you need it, it just is.
Oh no, you need their consent. As per the rules and regulations of our pronunciation, please don't sue me.
I don't think you're gonna impress Thiveron much with these dark topics. I mean, he's blind. Everything is dark to him, so...
Can I ask you an important demonology question? Something very important that I need to know?
Yes, I am an expert on demonology, as well as many other topics.
Succubi are dangerous.
If you were going to get a birthday present for a succubi, what would they like? What would they be interested in?
Oh, I can name several things, but not in front of children. But I can also name safer options. Let us see. A shard of demonic metal may work. Perhaps fashioned into something pretty.
Ooh, okay. Where's demonic metal usually found?
I can sell it to you. I mean, I normally need it for reagents, but it's not like I cannot find it. You can also go to the slums, the refugee center.
Oh, so is it something they can produce themselves, or like do they import it from hell, or?
A few demonic beings that have come to Absalom Station come with their armor. They sell bits and pieces off to mages and the like.
I see. And devil contracts, are they like a compulsion or like a thing that like devils just like to do? Is it like a...
Yes. Devils do enjoy their contracts. It gives them a certain sense of fulfillment.
Okay, so it is something they like. It wouldn't be like insensitive of me to... Okay.
Just be careful about how you word said contracts. I mean, even ones bound by laws here, still a little tricky.
Oh, well, I was just thinking of like, like a friendship contract, just to like promise to always be there for each other. And
oh, that is adorable. Yes, that could work.
Thiveron face palms.
That's
Of
Prava.
course, of course, you can even summon your friend if you desire, if you have a part of her or anything. I was assume you're talking about the succubus you mentioned.
Yeah. How does summoning work? Can they like go back to where they were pretty easily, or like if I
they could take a taxi back.
In the middle of taking a shower. And
What the fuck? Of course, don't worry. They have to accept in order to be summoned, so it's not like you're forcing them to come.
So
She's
unless
just
you want to
rinsing
do
her
that.
hair. Oh shit, not again! Oh!
I thought all of this stuff was consent. I didn't realize you had to ask for it.
Yes, I
No,
thought
you have to
necromancy
ask
was
consent as per the rules.
I can
I
just
mean-
imagine you forcefully summon somebody. Hey, do you consent to be summoned?
You are consenting to be teleported right now. Listen.
Like you're washing your hair, something's in your eyes, and you just accidentally press like yes. So yes, how do you feel? You could summon her now if you want. I could demonstrate the summoning rituals.
No, I don't know what her plans were like today, so I wouldn't wanna. But can you like show me how it's done in case I wanted to do it in the future?
Of course, it's all in this Demonology 101 book
Sold.
by Kalazoon.
You know,
Perfect guy.
I'm suffering.
9999996.
Prava's not even gonna ask the price. He's just gonna buy the book.
That would be 20 credits. I'm sending for 19.99.
I'm something of a.
99. You could.
I'm something of a dark arts practitioner myself, and Aiden takes out the dice and ha!
1 sec, I got to check a thing. And as you do, you see the dice three flap together and turn into a disc.
Yeah? What do you think about that, huh? Pretty impressive,
Magical
right?
die. Hybrid magical dice. Not a bad invention. And he grabs the disc and tosses it, and you see it starts floating around the room. It's like,
So tell me, Kalazoon, what do you do here on the station? What kind of
Kalazoon. But yes, what was that about station?
Kalazoon? Yes.
Yeah.
No, just like what kind of services and things do you do for the people here? What you just sit out here in the museum educating people in the dark arts?
Oh, no one's ever asked me on what I do. That is new. I basically run a mortuary and also a small little magical reagents on the side. You see, I help people talk with their long-lost dead ones.
Must be
Just
pretty
so
lucrative.
clear, are those jobs related? Do you like use the mortuary to acquire parts for your reagents?
I was
or-
gonna ask that.
I offer discounts on those that donate. Yes.
So you scam little old ladies out of their money by telling them they can speak to their dead husbands.
Well, it's not exactly a scam if they can actually talk to them.
That's right.
By the way, I don't buy it for a second that that's his name. I wanna pickpocket him, see if he has an idea. I wanna see his real name.
You try to poke around him.
I wanna pickpocket him. I wanna reach into his pocket.
How many
Okay.
dead bodies you gotta grab?
Just
How many-
pickpocket the ancient wizard.
Sleight of hand, then. As you're like looking around, it's like a little to the left. Yes.
Uh-huh. I start rummaging. Maybe here?
And as you're like reaching down, you like reach down, your arms going inside, and Kuzon's still talking to everybody else, even as your arms like going deep into his robe. In fact, you could probably fit your head in this pocket.
Okay, maybe a little deeper, and I'm gonna keep going a little bit. See where it leads.
You can physically climb in if you want.
He's just talking to somebody, and Aiden just kind of like, well, just dives into his pocket while he's distracted.
What happens if I try to pull out?
Are you actually climbing in?
No, if I try to pull out, does something happen? Can I just pull out?
Yeah, you can just pull out if you want.
I'm gonna look towards Gravity. Distract them, and I'm gonna jump in there.
And as he goes like, so yes, I teach people how to, and he doesn't seem to notice as Aiden is gone. It's like, yes, I do teach people such marvelous techniques. I can teach you how to summon demons. I can teach you how to speak with the dead. Or maybe you would like to hear about sacrifice magic. I also have 2 instances of items you may be interested in. By the way, Aiden, you come out of the other pocket, you start climbing out, and you have his ID in your hand.
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna take a peek. What's his name?
What kind of horrors were in those pockets?
Apparently, when you went in there, it was like going through like blankets, but it was items everywhere. It was like weird. It's like crawling through blankets when you were a kid.
Ugh. Weird.
It's the best blanket fort ever made.
Exactly.
Blanket fort.
As you come out and check out his ID, of course, it has Kuzon in big letters, several O's in it as well. But on the other side, it seems like he does have a first name, and his first name is Phyllis.
I was gonna say it's his first name, Kuzon. I'm gonna quietly just put his ID back in his pocket.
He's like, did you like enjoying looking around my room? He's like, he clearly assumed that you were behind him the entire time, checking out all the items on the shelf.
Oh yeah, it was something, alright. Yep.
Amazing. Anyway, now about well, this. And he's like putting out some items onto the table. We could if you want. And he gets out a tarot deck. Maybe tell your future, or perhaps, and he gets out a small crystal dragon statue. You would like to touch the statue, or perhaps.
Travis already touching the statue. That's permission right there.
When you touch a statue, it's almost like you get the same feeling when you touch Aiden. It's like this weird sort of dragonic power that's inside, and it's like kind of like touching static electricity. It's like, ooh, ooh. It's like that could be used as a catalyst, by the way. I also have something behind the curtain, but would you like to play with the items in front of you?
By the way,
You see,
I've grabbed Grabby and I've shoved her into his pocket.
you're gone.
I would like to hear you tell a future.
Oh, of course. Now, he like mixes up the cards. Now, would you like to take 3 cards?
I love this part.
Oh.
You can physically hover over with your mouse over the top of the card and just put them on the thing.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Oh, I didn't.
There you go, 3 cards.
I can flip them.
Now, it's just covering Colorswood's face. One moment. I peek over the cards. Now, shall we flip them and discover your future?
Yes, please. I would like to know.
Now, the first one. Ah, the moon, the wane in existence. It seems like you are on a great trek, a new era. Interesting. Let us flip the other card and see how it relates. Ah, it is a task of great importance, of great change. Let us flip the next. Ah, the sun. The outcome with the path you have chosen could be bright, wondrous.
Yeah.
With all
so I
3
will-
cards revealed, it seems there will be a change in your future. A choice you have to make. One as bright as the sun, or maybe as waning as the moon.
Very vague.
Well, they are tarot cards.
This is very true. Thank you for these sage words of advice.
No problem. He shuffles the deck once more. Anyone else want to try their hand?
That was very vague, guys. I don't know if you should trust it.
You
He
see that they
couldn't
don't.
put that word. He didn't even tell me if I'm gonna have a husband.
You see that Aiden looks very offended and he takes out the tarot deck from his pocket. I'll have you know, Bryn, that tarot cards are serious business. And with that,
I'm
he
not
sits
saying
down.
they're not serious business.
So, yeah, actually,
This is
Aiden
not
has tarot
very
cards
loud.
himself. Ooh, me next.
Pick 3 cards. Now we shall flip them. Ah, yes, the jovial fool, the hanged man, and the high priestess. It seems like the fool will be bound to the high priestess. A very interesting outcome, is it not? I'm sure you know somebody of high position that desires the fool.
Aiden looks with a blank face. No, I don't. You're a hack. Bryn, you're right. He's wrong.
Perhaps my skills at tarot reading are a little off.
Yes, totally. I mean, that can't be right. Aiden flips the cards. Never mind. I saw nothing. I'm out.
Well, that is up to you. Tarot readings are not my forte, but I was sure that I got accurate readings. Anybody else want to play? If not, then we can move on.
Okay, Ash, I just have to say, my wife said the cards you picked looked really cool, and to read us to filth, but I don't know what that means in Witch Talk.
I just enjoy how accurate they are sometimes.
That's the scary thing. Last time he did that in a previous campaign, it was crazy accurate, so...
So, yes, if there's no other...
I guess
No,
I'll
no.
draw 3 cards. Might as well.
Oh, go ahead. Let us see your Well, future, past, present. They can tell many things. Now, let us flip. The Hermit.
Okay.
Once hidden. The Emperor.
Which is Lelouch.
And the Hierophant. Interesting choices. Reading these, I can tell you that one who sacrificed much, and the one of isolation, will bid for the throne of power.
That's
The outcome will, of course, cannot be determined in the strictest of senses. But I think you may understand what choice you may have to make.
probably like leaves one hand on the hermit and one hand on the hierophant and kind of stares at the emperor. Like, oh no, I don't.
Actually, this is kind of scary how accurate these are being.
Yeah, right.
This is happening just like
the
before.
hermit flip. I was like, oh no.
It's hard to get an inaccurate tarot reading because of the way.
Yeah, but like the hermit was so perfect.
So, are you okay? We could do another reading for you if you desire. I mean, you could meet to another, different outcome, or...
Prava's fingertips are like smoking. Like there's thread of these cards bursting into flames.
You can see him, wave his hand, his dark smoke. He's, making sure, let's put these away. Or unless somebody else wants to have a go, but is your friend okay?
He's fine. Prava, it's not real. He's terrible at it. He's just a hack. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
But yours was right and mine
No,
was right.
shut up. It's fine. No.
Okay.
Everything's fine, Prava. Everything's fine. Snap out of it.
I have to do it, right? Like, I can't not do it.
And now you're interested, are you? It's like, hey, this guy's a hack.
I'll give it a shot.
By the way, one born of dragons, play with this statue for a bit. He hands you the crystal dragon statue, by the way. Right. By the way, Aiden, as you're touching that, you feel weird. Like, as if there's small sparks of flame and ice dancing across your fingers.
Yeah, that's weird. Prava didn't mention anything about this.
Reminds you of home, almost. Now, let us flip the cards. Temperance.
By the way, Ash, I've put your audio on my TV so my wife can judge your tarot reading.
No, don't do that. I'm putting bullshit, and it just happens to be good.
That's pretty much what tarot is. You pull bullshit and it sounds good. It's pretty much what it is.
Ah, interesting. Temperance, justice, and the moon.
What does that
It
mean?
seems perhaps this is a reading from your past. Finally, justice for an event in your past. Temperance gained, perhaps reforged, in the waning of a new era.
I mean, that's kind of suitable. Kuzon, kind of went from not at all associating with Akiton to now he's, hyper invested in investing back into Akiton. He kind of did, a whole 180 on his attitude towards his past and is now trying to make shit better.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like it. I like the pretty girls on the art.
My wife said me too.
Well, I don't know what's with the lobster climbing up Miss Moon Lady. What's its goal? Is it going for a nip or is it going for a
It's a good one.
Prava! Not cool.
So, that is everybody but one. Perhaps my fellow mage would like to hear.
Thiveron will stride over and unimpressedly walk over and draw 3 cards. And
Can I do a mysticism check to see if any actual magic's happening here with this card reading? That was a
You could
little
try.
shaking from his, but
Also, from what you know, this may not be magical. You can't sense anything, but it could be subtle. Now, let us see how your cards fare.
Thiveron just yes. Tell me I don't know. Tell me something I don't already know. Weird man.
A hermit, strength, and the hanged man. Isolation bore strength, but now bound by duty? Yes, that is a fair reading, I believe.
Yeah.
God, these are scary. How do you feel about your reading, fellow mage?
Thiveron gives him an unimpressed look and says, they are accurate, but you could put anybody in front of these cards and they would find some form of connection with their own life with any of the cards.
That is true. But perhaps the meaning of the cards is to reflect on your actions.
No, it isn't.
To see about exactly what you are meant to do. It is less about magic and more about the magic of personal growth.
Bullshit.
It's 100% true.
Aiden strongly disagrees.
So you could say that the tarot cards are magic in a way. And he puts them away.
I even, though my personal self, yep, totally, but Thiveron is kind of giving him a look like, you call this magic?
Of course, I have a few other items, but would you like to hear?
Thiveron gets up and walks away, but he says, by all means, the little one here is here to learn anyway.
Speaking of which, did I manage to fish her out of his pocket?
Yes, you did. You managed to actually fish her out of her pocket. Congratulations. She comes out with loads of things stuck to her.
Oh. Put those back.
Prava starts just like telekinetically lifting objects off of her and slipping them back into his pockets.
Now, there is one other thing that I'm sure you would like to see. It's like, oh no, he's gonna show us the bloody book. You hear the fairy talk through Grabby's hood. It's like, yes, the Book of Kel. Would you like to hear about the old ways of magic?
Is this a book about sacrifices?
There is sacrifice-based magic, but to be honest, dark magic, you can also sacrifice small things. For instance, I sacrificed my hair in order to gain a larger lifespan.
Oh, is that why you're bald?
What?
Yes, that's why I'm bald, yes. I still get to keep my beard, however. It's glorious, is it not?
How much more life did you get for sacrificing hair?
I don't know, but I used to be 120. I think I look rather handsome right now.
Yeah.
So what are you now?
Aiden whispers, yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that one. He's probably saying that just so he doesn't feel bad about being bald.
How arbitrary is the Could I like sacrifice the shininess of my shell for?
It depends on how much it means to the person, as opposed to how much it means to the grandiose scheme of things. For instance, let us say you are very vain and coveted your glorious sheen. If you sacrificed it, you would get a many number of things. Perhaps you desire the gift of the gab, or perhaps you desire to be slightly taller.
I already have the gift of the gab.
5 centimeters?
Quite finally.
5 centimeters is a lot. By the way, as he pulls back the curtain, you see this book floating in chains.
Does the book have a mind?
Its eye on the front seems to be looking to everybody. I do warn you, if you speak to this book, you may become annoyed.
Hello, I'm Prava.
Mine, you a shiny one.
Why, thank you. I'm glad somebody notices.
Yes. Perhaps you would like to open my pages and gain great and unfathomable power. I could teach you the ways of the ancient elves. Did you know they used to sacrifice blood in order to fuel their spells? Very interesting.
This guy can go away. We don't need to talk to this guy anymore.
What's the matter with blood sacrifices? Doesn't kill anyone. It's just little blood. Don't have to murder anyone. What the hell?
Yeah, but it hurts, and like
You modern people don't even know proper magic anymore.
It just reminds me of Was a Kids, where he's just like, but they have so much blood, million.
There's so much blood.
Power
Give him
on
a
the
bit.
back of innocent suffering is power not worth having. Thank you very much.
Does
If
it
I
have to
was
be
a
innocent
small
blood?
child.
It's like, does it have to be innocent blood? Could be anyone's blood.
I'm gonna lean closer and take a better look at the eye. Considering the slit from what I can see, I'm just gonna flat out ask, are you a dragon eye?
You have gained great knowledge in your time. Yes, I am made from parts of a dragon.
It's not that impressive. His parents are dragons.
Oi,
Yes, I guess it's not as impressive now, but on the planet back many, many, many years ago. Exactly. For instance, I can feel geomotic energy coursing through you.
Through who? Me?
that must be my natural animal magnetism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Aiden. Yes, him.
What? Did we say his name?
Wait,
Nope.
why do you know my name?
I know great many things. I'm a magical talking book. What do you expect?
So wait, you
I
said
have $20.
you said you sent something from me. What are you talking about?
Yes, dragonic power. Dragons have their own little brand of magic power. Much like the chaos energies of the nether planes or the elementals. They absorb their own sort of power. You seem to have picked up on it.
Huh. I was sure you were talking about my natural born charm. Or my intelligence.
Perhaps if you free me from my chains, I could teach you how to harness this power. Unfathomable power.
I'm pretty sure I can figure it out on my own.
Really? Your ancient book of power, it says to free him and modern people are so weird.
What's the fun of
Wait.
Somebody else
Alright.
unlocking my power from me? I'm tough enough, I can
don't-
do it on my own.
I don't need to read a book. I have the internet.
I could be
Even
a teacher.
books anymore.
he's like, I'm obsolete.
Hold on. Are you available in audiobook format? Will you read yourself to me?
Well, I speak, so I guess I'm an audiobook.
No, that's a good point.
I think you're making my. You
Hey,
see Kalazoo
do
like
you know
the
any
Twitch. I
kid
think you're making my
stories?
book depressed.
Do you know any kid stories? It gets awfully annoying reading bedtime stories for like 20 or 40 kids. Maybe we can use you instead.
I don't think you want him to tell your kids about like the glory of the bloody days.
Hey, that's why I asked if he knows any kid stories. Well, do you?
I know many stories.
It's like
I know some kid stories.
I've tested all kinds of creatures' blood samples for useful chemical properties, and you know, so far, found very few useful uses for blood.
Well, you see, I come as a set piece. There are 2 other set pieces to my collection. They're currently walking around the fair. I'm not sure if you saw them.
No, hold on. We still haven't decided on buying anything, and you're already upselling us.
Well, I'm just saying, you get me in, you get those for free. It's like, you can see Kalazoon just like tidying away some of the items, hardly not paying attention.
Wait, so why are you chained up?
Because I would float away.
Where would you go even?
I was going to figure that out once I got free.
Wait, so you want to be free? I thought that was to stop you from just like floating aimlessly into like the sun or something.
Well, I can control myself just fine. But
So are you kept here without your consent?
consent is a strong word.
I thought necromancy was all about consent.
My question is, would you like to be free? Is being not free problematic to you? Is this...
Well, being free would be a marvelous endeavor if you could.
But, like, are you evil though?
Uh-oh.
Well,
Prava.
magic is dependent evil on the view. I'm sure one of you said that at one point.
Is Kalazoon paying attention to us?
He's listening to the entire thing, but you could say that it's almost like cookie cutter. Like, he does not expect you to buy it or even expect you to take it. Like, it's as if, yeah, no one ever trusts the talking book.
I mean,
So
this is essential.
I think we could liberate this text.
Yeah, how much is he, Kuzon?
How much? No one's ever asked to buy the book before.
Can you really own something that's sentient?
Yeah, no, this is not like me buying. How much to liberate this man?
It's not a man, it's a talking book, but I guess you can see him thinking, perhaps I could transfer the permit, then it won't be my problem anymore. And I guess I could get a little bit of stuff from it. But I can't. You can see him really thinking of the subject. Perhaps I could sell you the statue, and he could come as an extra item, along with his permit.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Aaron keeps playing with the statue in his arms. What exactly is the statue anyway? I don't know why, but when I feel it, it feels a bit nostalgic.
That item contains draconic essence. Power before you get any cheeky ideas.
What's that even mean?
Harvested from a dragon with consent?
Well, more like the crystal is able to hold magic power, and it was just around a dragon for a really long time.
Oh god, this is just like environmentally collected.
Yes.
Recycling of power.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, how much is the statue then?
60,000 credits.
Oh.
Too much?
Say 60,000? 60?
6,000? He says as he's clearly just guessing. He's like,
Oh no, I think you said 600.
did I? Are you sure you can't
Didn't he
afford
say
6,000?
60? I think you said 60.
Actually be
I think. Oh, you know what? I think you heard the brightest Aiden out of all of us. It was definitely 60.
Sorry, Thiveron, what was that?
Can I take a mysticism check to see how much a statue like this would actually be worth?
Of course, go ahead. Let me see. I got to check through the items.
I feel like everybody's wrong. Pretty piss poor today. It's a good thing it's not a
Yeah,
combat.
it's the RP
Yeah.
session, so I guess it's the best time to.
So essentially, as you look through it, you look through it. You're like, this like contains so much power. It could be used as a focus and stuff. It probably, with the power contained within it, you could probably cast like a breath-like spell with it, like maybe once a day. So, but what it probably around about 300.
I look at him and I say, this statue is worth no more than 300. I'll give you 600 for a 100% profit.
And you take the book and the two others along with it.
I didn't say anything about taking the book.
I did, but yes, I'll be taking these people out of your hands.
Well, I guess he's not much of a centerpiece, and he doesn't draw that many customers. Kind of mouthy at the morticians, too. I tell you what, yes, I will accept this deal. I will prepare him for you to take him.
I feel like I'm slightly concerned with how willing he is to part with these objects.
He's kinda sus.
Kind of sus.
I'm gonna put the dragon statue in Thiveron's hands.
And I'm also going to say, Prava, pay the man.
I want to do a sense motive.
It's your pet.
Go ahead. I will just mention that the book can teach you the summoning ritual for your friend. So I hope you enjoy that. And remember, this means there's a transfer of a permit, and anything evil or untoward the book and his friends do is on you.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for your transaction.
I'm already legally responsible for a whole other species, so that's nothing new to me.
Good to know you're used to this. This is gonna bite you in the ass one day. Just saying.
Oh, it's already bitten his friends in the ass multiple times.
People tell me that all the time, but everything seems to work out all right for me in the end.
Yeah, you.
And I look towards Prava blankly.
Well then, I hope you enjoy the gift shop. I will prepare a book for you to get outside. Unless there's any other questions you wish to ask? Maybe another tarot reading.
No,
Maybe.
no more tarot readings.
Thiveron's gonna turn to Grabby and just say, "Any questions?"
She basically writes down a few questions and puts them in front. And he goes, "Ah, yes, of course. I can teach you some of these things. They will be simple. I am a master of reagents after all, here." And he writes down, it's like, he goes, "This is the destination of my shop/morticians. Come to me for any reagents you may desire, little one." Grabby looks pleased by this.
No practicing dark rituals, not under my roof.
Just because I'm a master of dark magic doesn't mean that I am one who, well, forces others to use the same thing. I just provide those that need such materials.
As he says that, I look back towards Gravity. And don't you dare me catch you doing blood sacrifices or beheading chickens, you hear?
Ah, well, I hope you enjoyed this little experiment part, but feel free to visit me again. I can always do any sort of readings.
No more readings! And as he
Can you
says
give a
that,
bit-
Aiden takes out his own tarot cards and he throws them in the nearby trash can.
You can hear the book like going, "At last, free from this. Lord Falazar would be happy."
Oh,
Who's Lord
I see
Falazar?
what you did. I see what you're doing, Ash. I remember who this is.
It's like, "He is my former master, the greatest, the most powerful Dark Lord in the world. Not sure if he's
The
around
greatest
anymore."
invention he had was a milkshake stuff, so...
Well, now you're with a master of balance. All right, we're gonna be doing dark and light things from here on out.
Understood. I
Also,
hope you can
from
cast
now
magic.
on, it's your job to tell the kids bedtime stories.
I suppose I can learn. Well, you have obtained me. Well, I'll see you once you leave the facility, but otherwise, enjoy your time.
Yes. What's your name, Mr. Book?
Falazar used to just call me Book, but I am called the Book of... Well, they mispronounced the name, sadly. Mistranslations from the old language, they called me the Book of Cal instead of the Book of Fal. I guess you could call me Cal.
Who is this Falazar?
Ah, a great and powerful master, to say the least. Which one would you like to hear? The original Falazar or their apprentice?
Who, in your opinion, was the most interesting? That's the one I want to hear about.
Oh, that would definitely be the apprentice. He resided within a dark obsidian tower, surrounded by the bloodiest roses you have ever seen. He would appear in places at random, rule over them as a dark master, giving them fair taxes, before vanishing into the night.
Dark Master, but fair taxes.
Yes, he had many minions. They all bowed before him. To be honest, sometimes I think he was almost kind, since they kept re-electing him as mayor many times. It was strange.
Even the evil can benefit from doing kindness. You know, when the people are with you, that's real power.
He does not do kindness. He was great and powerful, a dark lord in all his right. He simply made sure his minions were looked after, that is all.
Do you consider all your masters evil? Falazar. Was Falazar also evil?
The first one was not as evil, to be honest. She was much less evil than her apprentice, a Dark Lord in all his right. But she was much more interested in the workings of a natural world. Before she earned the title Falazar, she was simply known as the Faceless Witch.
Welcome to the crew, Cal. I'll be back to get you soon.
Ah, wonderful. By the way, the fairy pops out of Gabby's hood at this time and stretches. It's like, well, I suppose you've got all this. Why don't we continue the tour and I'll show you the gift shop. And you can enjoy the rest of your time.
did want to talk with the boss man about the crystal.
Oh,
May I
of
have-
course. If you want to talk, I will go and fetch him. Suddenly you hear... It's like, yes, are you the one that called me? And you see this... He is finally just covering his body. It's a very large, rotund body, but he is clearly dressed in magical artifacts. He has the finest silks covering him. His bald head gleams. Oh, actually, I think I have a picture. There we go, perfect. Yes.
Yes, hello, good esteemed sir. You have a beautiful museum you have curated here.
Thank you, thank you. I'm sure you're enjoying it. It always takes the most masterful practitioners of artistry to enjoy magic such as this.
There is one item I was quite curious about how you acquired it, because it is actually from my home.
I take it you and your friends found this item during your tour, and oh my, I believe we had not met. Have I seen you anywhere before? He's like gesturing towards Prava and Aiden and Thiveron. So, oh.
Prava straightens up, and he like reaches for his cowl, but realizes he's not wearing it. He just kind of turns. He's like, "No, I don't think we've met."
Oh. I suppose it is only my mind playing tricks on me. He wipes his mouth. He's like, "Let me," and he actually reaches into the case without any sort of like alarm being tripped or anything. A small little spider bot calls up his arm, like almost as if, "Oh, gotta protect." Oh no, never mind, it's him. And he picks up the stone. The stone itself is kind of large. It fills up his hand. As he holds it, he's like, "Yes, you wish to know where this is from, correct?"
Yes, just how it became part of your collection. Who was this beneficiary?
Ah, it was some nobody, simply a representative from the Reed Corporation.
I see.
And Thiveron's ears kind of perk up with that.
Yes, after they asked about, well, my items on display, they were able to offer this. It was a beautiful piece, so I bought it.
Oh, so you didn't send the Reed Foundation to acquire this item?
No.
Do you by chance still have, well, the person you worked with from the Reed Foundation's personal information, his contact info? We wanna talk with him. We're kind of something of collectors ourselves, and are specifically looking to get some items from the planet that this thing came from. Perhaps the man that helped you could help us out as well.
Ooh, that sounds like you're trying to deceive him.
We're technically trying to get more things from the planet. From the
Don't try to technically me.
Well, luckily I'm the skill monkey, so...
He looks at you for a moment and goes, I suppose I could get you in contact with them. I have no problem with fellow collectors, after all. He's like looking at you, Aiden, like, he doesn't look like a collector.
I'm in
He
my
puts
finest
his-
suit!
You may be in your finest suit, but you are still carrying your weaponry.
Fair.
Here, and he hands you a small business card. This was the business card that was included.
Thank you. We appreciate your assistance.
Brian
No
is like
problem.
sneaking under his arm to try to like look at the business card.
When Aiden sees you do that, he slowly starts bringing the card up and then shakes it back and forth a little bit. Then he thinks, you know what, this is probably a bad idea, and he just lowers it down and lets you have it.
Grab it.
So yeah, essentially you can see some name and information, though it doesn't seem to be anything in the business dictionary. It seems like more of his home address. Probably a representative that works from home.
Even better.
Thank you so much for your help with this, good sir. I'm sorry, I don't. So rude of us. I never introduced myself. My name is Bryn, and your name, sir?
Oh, yes. I am Archibald Falai. It is a rather alien name for one who looks as human as I do. But in truth, he looks around. I am not human.
Can I take a culture check to see if I can identify what type of name that would be?
If you want to take a check, sure.
I mean, you can probably just ask him. This seems like the kind of guy who will wax on poetically about himself for a very long time.
Just trying to impress him.
With knowledge.
So, as you try, you can't really pick. For all intents and purposes, he does look human. Just very large and very rotund.
Does he seem like he's like lighter than a human should be? Like
He was moving fast for how big he is, unless he's secretly pretty strong under all that.
Thiveron will say, you had me fooled. I'm normally very good at identifying people's species. If you're not offended by that.
No, it's just totally fine. I do like to make a game of it after all.
Please tell me, where are you from?
Well, I might as well tell you. I am Astrozoa. Oh, there you go, you typed. Thank you. But yes, essentially, as a shape changer, naturally, society is a little off-put by such things.
Thiveron's ears will perk up again. Astrozoan.
Of course, you are in Absalom as well, so you can easily wiki it as soon as you know the name.
The internet exists! I'm so used to playing like D&D where the internet doesn't exist and you just, if you don't know it, you don't know it.
So what brings an Astrozoan to come to own a magical museum?
You can see him, like, his eye, like, changes a little, almost into, like, almost as if his squid eye changes. Like, his pupil is elongated for a moment. He just looks at it and goes, yes. A magical artifact that can tell the person's past. Interesting. At that moment, he did cast something in order to, well, identify it. But if you wish to see my past, I could touch it.
only show me what you feel comfortable with. Prava like hands it off to him. Like you get to a point you're comfortable sharing, and
He basically touches the thing, and you speed through ultra fast with things. You do see bits and glimpses of it. You can see him that he's not always been this large, huge human. His forms are normally large, but they can range from anything from a minotaur, a large built trox, and all that sort of thing. Like, basically going throughout his different forms he's hosted in this magical festival. And then eventually you get back to the past and you can see him in this strangely warehouse-like area. You can see magical artifacts being on display. Dust covers almost everything. And you see the Arizona in its actual form. It's seven-limbed. It's almost like a starfish. You can see eyes over its, like, tendrils essentially as it's moving. It's much larger, Thiveron, as a more typical Adrozoan, as it's going through all these magical artifacts and looking through the boxes. But otherwise, until before that point, it was pretty much the same until he just woke up in this place. Not the most interesting past, I will agree.
no, but it led you into a hobby that you love, so it's a good past.
That is true, and no one laid claim to the artifacts, so I simply, well, assumed they were mine. But, yes, since we are being so friendly, he looks towards you, Bryn. It's like, I hope I helped you. Since you seemed distressed when you were looking at this item before.
Oh, were you watching us before too?
When I am not here, I am watching the cameras.
Oh, that makes sense. But yes, you have You have helped me immensely. I appreciate the fact you are willing to share with us your story and a bit of yourself. It is very touching.
Thank you. You are very polite, young lady. And I appreciate that you did not immediately try to break in and take the item. You would not believe how many adventurers I get coming in and trying to take whatever they desire. So many pots lost.
So many pots?
Yeah.
They break the pots for loot.
Are you missing rupees too?
The guy wouldn't stop screaming about something about money inside or something. I had to force him out.
Oh goodness, no! It seems you run a very well-to-do establishment. All the things you acquire, to your knowledge, I assume are acquired legally. I would never just come in and break your pots and steal your rupees. I'm not a savage.
Thank you. That is very rare to hear someone say. They always assume that I've taken, stolen, and, well, been a ne'er-do-well.
Thiveron will step closer to him and say, as a fellow admirer of magical artifacts, I'm still learning how to identify most of them. Would you be somebody that I could count on to teach me some of the finer aspects of the art? If I were to bring you these artifacts.
Getting to see even more artifacts, and you have been rather nice. I tell you what, yes, I could see myself about doing this.
Good, it is settled. If there is anything that I can teach you, though I doubt it, I will in return.
One can always learn.
Good attitude to have. Perhaps we should exchange contact information then, if we were able to procure a magical artifact that would need your expertise. That way we would be able to find you and bring it to you.
Yes. Despite the love of artifacts and magical doohickery, I do enjoy a good mobile game now and again, he says as he takes out his mobile. Looks rather fancy. But yes, if there's anything else, you may contact me there.
Thiveron will nod, say, I will do.
If there's nothing else, then I will be on my way. I have things to attend to. Oh, Berry, show them wherever they would like. Say, yeah, boss. Know that. He puts the rock back before heading off.
Guys, we did it! I have a lead!
Yeah.
High five.
Yes!
It seems like this Reed Foundation is indeed worthy of investigation.
No, they are worthy of more than just investigation.
We should
We'll
destroy
decide
them.
that in the course of the investigation.
The fact that they stole something and didn't even bother to give their client any of the details just shows how seedy they are. I'd like a word with this representative. Maybe we should go pay him a visit after we're done checking the festival.
I'll bring my investigation bat for knocking out the windows.
I didn't see you there. Get it?
Kuzon finally wakes up. Now he hears that the magical tour is over. He's like, what? Huh? What? The book basically goes, yes, we should say goodbye to my companions before we leave.
Oh yeah, of course. Let's go see your friends. Where are they at?
And with that, he of course flies out with him.
Sense motive. Where is it? There it is.
His friends are a horde of demons he's been waiting to unleash.
Yep.
It seems like he wants to go and see his companions, though his intentions seem slightly malicious.
Thiveron will grab him.
Watch the bookmark!
What companions?
They
I don't think I could stomach more than one of you.
They were fellow companions to the great Lord Falazar.
Yeah, he was already talking about them earlier, Thiveron. This isn't new knowledge. One of them was like a candlestick or something.
Yes, one was a lamp and one was a candlestick. One of the very first lamps ever to be made, in fact.
Are they an evil lamp and an evil candlestick?
All creations of the great Lord Fellas are pure, unadulterated evil.
Thiveron now interested in at least this evil candlestick and evil other thing. He lets him go and just says, "Lead the way."
Perfect. Follow me. And with that, he starts floating off, and as it's like, there they are, over there, the pink one. And he gestures, and you just see these two, what looks like people walking away, like basically going through the festival. One looks rather gooey with a flame on their head, and the other, well, looks human, but almost like a robot. Seems like a very bright head from where you're standing, at least.
Oh, hello. Prava starts to wave to the figures.
But before we do this, Thiveron is definitely going to cast Augury to see if this is going to end up good or bad.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see.
And once per day, I can add my caster level to the percentage chance of whether this is successful or not. Because of my oracular gift.
Oh, I see the future. I like how a blind dog can see the future. I see more than you,
He's so
including the
focused
future.
on the
Just,
future
like,
that he's
smell the
blind to the
future?
present.
Oh.
So,
That's
as
an 81% chance.
it seems, it says wheel.
Okay, Thiveron shrugs his shoulder and just allows what's about to happen.
And with that, the two beings turn around at the sound of a boat going, "Fools, it is I!" You can hear one of them go, "Oh dear." Actually, this would be more appropriate. "Oh dear."
Oh no.
And as they both turn around, you see that they are, in fact, magical constructs. And are, in fact, person-sized magical constructs.
Kuzon just like gives them the side eye. Just like he's even like the narrow slitted like eye side eye, and then he's just like, what have they what?
I thought you were chained up.
I mean, look at this guy here. Who could leave him just sitting in chains in the middle of some dreary old tent?
We have
That is
legally
correct.
acquired this book as our property.
Oh my god,
That
they're
is-
so cute.
I love that you're reusing that image. I love that image.
He's like, "That is correct. They freed me from my imprisonment. Soon my dark reign will commence." And you hear, like, basically the suited lamp go, "Yes, of course. Your reign will be terrible, I'm sure."
He
And
was
who are you?
insistent that he procure his two companions. I assume you two are those.
I suppose, but we have much more freedom than he did. I mean, we are officially recognized as more or less intelligent items.
Kuzon's just like gets off his mule and is like walking up to them and like looking at him from all angles, like trying to understand this lamp man.
When that man looks down to you, he seems to have an old style fluorescent bulb as a head instead of the new LEDs.
Kuzon just looks at him and is like, I could give you a much more energy efficient face.
I've always wondered if I should, but I do not wish to, after all. I wish to be as close in technology as to my wife.
Speaking of which, Aiden says with all the suave that he has when he meets new people, "Ma'am, is it okay for you to be on fire?"
Oh, it's always, do not worry. It is a perpetual flame. It's not like it hurts me.
Does she look like she's melting?
She is melting a bit, but it doesn't seem to be lessening any.
Wait, so she just leave like globs of wax behind her wherever she goes? Does she leave like little?
No, it basically makes up her hair, but her hair doesn't seem to
Okay.
extend that much.
Prava's actually. Oh, sorry.
Thiveron was gonna say, I am interested. How did you two come to be? For magical constructs, you are fairly unique.
Oh, well, I suppose that is correct. You see, we were first made by the original master, and by the time the new one came around, the great Dark Lord Falazar, yeah, him, he decided to essentially upgrade us so we could follow him around and keep things lit. But he eventually forgot that he even needed, since he could see in the dark anyway.
He seems
So
a bit
we-
scatterbrained.
Seems fairly whimsical.
He really was. But he wasn't a bad person, the most evil. He was actually rather kind. Devious.
What about his wife?
Oh, he didn't have a wife.
Oh,
Married
No.
to his work, then.
Yeah, he was too busy being the quote-unquote Dark Lord, I believe, sir.
didn't he get bored in a giant tower by himself?
Well, he had his minions, I believe. Yes, many minions. The most darkest minions. Quiet you.
Thiveron is definitely telling Calvin about this when they get in the gossip circle.
Thiveron just loves gossip.
But yes, I do believe, Candle Lady says, if you really wanted to, we could always come and visit you, Cal.
Surely there must be some evil ritual residing within your pages for intergalactic telepathy. for
Mage
communication.
hand. I can have hands. By the way, towards you, Kuzon, you can see the lamp guy lean down to you. It's like, small sir, you were talking about a new light before. Is there any reason? And he starts going on about, like, if you can basically get him a new light bulb that will last for a good while. Because despite him wanting to stay as technology similar as his wife, he still wants to not be able to change his light out every now and again.
I mean, that's just a simple filament bulb. Tungsten.
Oh, yes. Upgrading materials. I'll pay you, of course.
Kuzon shrugs and's like, I guess I could improve your light bulb, but make it so it's still compatible with your weird screw-in chassis. Who does screw-in light fixtures anymore? God.
Tungsten's
I-
used because it's hard, right? What if we use star metal? Like a
This
star
would be-
metal filament.
Best light bulb in the world if you started adding star metal to the thing.
I mean, a star metal filament would be fancy. You could get the actually I have to open up my sheet to look at it.
Thiveron has a very small flash of what if we used the frozen time figment?
Well, hold on.
No,
but can't,
no.
can't my symbiote process star metal? Doesn't his species do that? Could I just get my symbiote to make a filament?
You have to feed it to him and he would purify it, essentially.
Okay.
So it'd be very pure star metal.
Yeah, so it's we could do something like Sickatite and just make it so it's extremely intense light that burns people's retinas.
Gotta give him a weapon.
Maybe not go that far.
Don't worry, I can dim my bulb, so...
Should we make it like his Cyclops when he decides he just suddenly laser eyes, pew, destroys people?
By the way, you can see... You can see his wife all, like, basically embarrassed over the fact that despite his want to upgrade, he still wants to stay next to, like, technology-wise next to her. She's all
Yeah.
embarrassed about it.
Probably just like looks him dead in the face. Like, where do you even find incandescent light bulbs? Those were no style like 2,000 years ago, 3,000.
It is extremely difficult, I tell you that now.
Kuzon just like shrugs and's like, I can make you a bunch.
Thiveron is going to send Kuzon a quick telepathic message saying that he knows something that might brighten this guy's day. And he suggests putting a glamour infusion on the light bulb that he makes so that it could look like a candle's flame.
Ooh, that would be fancy. I mean, even that wouldn't be too hard. I could make
So it
something
will
like
only
that.
cost me 120 credits. Well, it's a mysticism crafting skill.
So you want me to make the light bulb, but then you infuse it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, technically it's a weapon fusion, but
So essentially, it's like, yes, if you wish to, well, send anything, you may send it to the owner of this fair's address. I believe we'll be staying with him for the good moment. He is a good person.
yeah, Thiveron is taking a mental note to make this fusion for Kuzon to put in his light bulb because they were very forthcoming with a story for him. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that out of my personal credit allowance.
Well, I suppose that will be it. Shall we go and break and enter now?
Yes, let's go.
Oh.
Amazing. I like these new masters.
Time to commit crime. I mean,
Prob's gonna look kind of embarrassed. We're like, no, we're adventurers. We're out doing good things and helping people, and we have some criminals to investigate right now.
they are bad guys, and we are going to do worse to them.
You can see the the two look towards each other as much as a light bulb can look towards a candle, and she looks back to you guys and says, "You didn't break the pots again, did you?"
No, we're not savages.
Ah, good.
And as she says,
Archibald is a very good guy. This guy we're after is very bad guy.
and as Bran says that we're not savages, Aiden takes out his combat knife and he plays with it in his arms. Right, well, time to see if I can still pop a kneecap without looking away. And well, as I'm staring him dead in the eyes, and he does an evil laugh.
Yes, perfect.
I was just kidding, Book. Calm down. He really is
Oh.
evil, isn't he?
He tries to be.
He's like that playful, like little kid you know, where he's like, "I'm going to ruin the world," and he takes 2 cookies.
Well, we are going to enjoy the rest of the festival.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry to interrupt your date.
No problem, good sir. I bid you good day, and I hope we meet again. And with that, you see the pair basically going around the stalls at that point.
As soon as they get out of eyesight, Prava goes like weak at the knees, like they were so cute.
Calm down.
They were certainly.
Calm down,
Kuzon's-
Prava. You can't have their babies.
Oh no, Tiffo knows. But
Yeah, like, somebody better not put a price tag on those two, or else we're gonna be walking home with them as well.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
collect all of the NPCs. Anyway, I believe we were going to break and enter in busting caps, correct?
No.
Yes. What?
Oh.
No.
Just kneecaps. I'm in.
Aiden,
This guy. Does the business card have a name on it?